the people. I jump on live just to get y'all to understand with no shirt to show you that I practice what I preach. I always like to show you my current physique. It's so easy to get caught on social media and think that somebody's still in that great of a shape, but they really showing y'all photos, videos, and pictures from 1962. So I want to show you real live that I'm in great shape. I'm not somebody that just talking out their ass. I practice what I preach. Everything I'm going to go over with you today are tools that I utilize to not only achieve my physique, but maintain my physique. I like to break everything down to the basics. This can be for anybody. As long as you follow these fundamentals, you'll be able to get in great shape and be able to maintain great shape. That's very important. First thing I always like to get the audience to understand is this one thing. Everybody in this live right now already has what? A six-pack. This is your six-pack. The only thing that's covering your six-pack is your body fat percentage. So I need you to understand that if we don't get rid of this motherfucking body fat percentage, then guess what? It's going to be that much harder to actually see your six-pack. Another thing I need you to understand is when it comes down to dropping this additional body fat, we just need to understand that we need to burn calories. We need to expense whatever we got hanging on our body into what? Energy. So I need us to understand maintaining muscle is going to be very important, because one of the fundamentals I need you to do is I need you to lift some weights. We're going to have to lift weights. The weights is going to be important for several reasons. Once again, I don't just want you thinking that you should be going to the gym and just doing whatever you can. My physique was built off using weights. Weights being resistance bands, weights being body weight movement, because once again, even though it's body weight, you're using the weight of your body as weight for resistance. This can be free weights. This can be barbells. This can be kettlebells. Any of these forms are forms of weight that you need to be utilizing to not only build muscle, but maintain the muscle we already have. I want you to understand that when we drop weight, it's very hard to dictate what weight you should be dropping. So I need us to understand one thing. In order to effectively drop weight, we need to make sure we're implementing weights. Weight training is going to be very important. Once again, this is to help you expense that body fat you looking to lose through energy. That's one thing. Two, we want to maintain the muscle we already had. Like I told you before, you already have a six-pack. You already got muscle. The only thing, once again, that's stopping you from seeing this six-pack and from seeing this muscle is that your body fat percentage is too high. We're going to use weights not only to build a little bit more muscle, but maintain the muscle we already have to do what? Be able to burn calories from doing absolutely nothing at rest. So I want us to understand this. This is one small metric you got to understand. For every 1 pound of muscle you have, you could potentially burn anywhere from 25 to 50 calories, and this is per day at rest. This is calories you burning from doing absolutely nothing. Another reason why you so confused as to why your athletic friend keep eating all this trash this summer that you've been looking at. You like, damn, KFC, all of this other stuff, and they not putting on as much weight as you thought. They might have put a little bit on, but it's more so because they have muscle already built up, and this is allowing them to burn calories per day at rest. It's from doing absolutely nothing. Like I said, for 1 pound you can burn 25, 50. This is per day at rest. So once again, we're going to use the weights of resistance bands, body weights, free weights, barbells, kettlebells. We're going to use all these things to form resistance upon the body with your weights to do what? Maintain and build more muscle. What we're going to do also is we're going to implement cardio. Whatever form of cardio that you pick, everybody wants to say, oh, high intensity interval training is the best. It can be very beneficial because we're trying to exert as much energy in a small amount of time, which is going to get the body a lot more exhausted. So I need us to understand cardio needs to be implemented, but it can be whatever your cardio choice is. My cardio choice is basketball. It can be steps. So if you somebody that like to walk, if you want to take a hike, do what you got to do. I just want to make sure that you're implementing cardio. One small metric that I use to make sure I stay in great shape all year round is the 5,000 steps a day. 5,000 steps a day is not an end-all be metric, but it's just something to show that you're being active and you're not sedentary. You get what I'm saying? I use this. When I'm trying to gain weight, I drop down to about 10,000 calories. Me personally, when I'm trying to lose a little bit, I'm going 18, 22 is what I'm really trying to hit on a regular basis. And this is steps. This is just showing movement. I don't use a lot of Fitbits or Apple Watch to track any of my progress, but I do want you to understand I'm using this as a very small metric to show that I'm staying active. This isn't an end-all be-all, but once again, this can show that you ran without tracking your miles. This can show that you wasn't just sitting down on your ass all day without having to track how many hours out of the day you standing or sitting. You get where I'm going? This is a very easy tool because you can use it on your phone, or it can be a situation where you can use it on, when I say use it on your phone, I mean your phone naturally does this without you needing like an Apple Watch or a Fitbit. As long as your phone is on you, whether it be in your pocket or on you, this is a small metric we can use. But cardio has to be very important. One tool I love to use for cardio is I like to do 1 day of sprints. You'll understand how important sprinting is the later you go on in life. And another one is a day 2 will be some type of distance. You gotta run distance. I don't want to hear it. You need to run at least, for me, at least 3 miles. I don't give a shit what nobody say. To me, if you run a distance and you not running at least 3 miles, you ain't doing nothing. Because this is something that's going to help you stay conditioned all year around. Y'all don't see my distance of running for long periods, but I do a lot of that with basketball, with my basketball drills, when I'm shooting and I'm being very explosive to the court, then I'm bouncing back to the free throw line or bouncing back to the 3-point. That's something I love to do personally with the distance and build conditioning. I do this at least once a week. Sprinting is going to be far more effective is because I want you to look at the different types of physiques when it comes down to sprinters and when it comes down to distance runners. A lot of sprinters you will see diced up. A sprinter is considered a cornerback. A sprinter is considered a wide receiver. Not just sprinters themselves that do track, but do understand this is going to be a great way to stay diced up and exert a lot of energy into a small amount of time. Sometimes we don't want to work out for fucking 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that you got to work out for 3 hours to get in great shape, but we don't want to run for an hour. We don't want to run 2 hours, because I do need you to understand running a 3K is going to take a little distance. A 3K is actually a mile. Actually a mile. I ain't mean to put 3K up there, but I meant to put a mile. Sorry about that. Just to reference that, I didn't mean to put 3K. 3K is not 3 miles. I want you to run a distance of 3 miles. Just to be clear on this, if you watching it. But the 3 miles is going to be important because it's going to show that your body's conditioned. Conditioning is very important when it comes down to training. Conditioning is very important on my end when it comes down to training, and you somebody that want to be as athletic as I am. I don't only want to lift weights and be strong. The whole point of the lifting weights is to make sure the muscle is strong enough to support ligaments, tendons, and joints, so it don't got to absorb all that resistance. The muscle is trying to absorb the bulk of the resistance. I also need us to understand that heart health is one of the main importance of cardio. Cardiovascular, making sure that we get proper oxygen intake. That's going to be important. You're going to get a lot of this from running. Yes, you can do some of these things from weight, but I like to use weight as a way to break the body down and build as much muscle to make sure the body is strong to be able to take it, to be able to handle its day-to-day activities. Big reason why a lot of my training consists of the basics. Everybody always like to say, Darwin, what do you do? I do the basics. Squats, deadlifts, leg extension, lunges, hip thrusts, chest press. We do the basics, pull-ups. We do the basics. That's the easiest way to build a great physique and be strong overall, because do understand, mainly when I go into my transition of lifting extremely heavy weight, we need to make sure that each and every part of the body is strong to be able to handle this excessive weight. Why are we trying to get under 400-pound deadlifts, 315-pound squat, 225 bench, 265 bench, whatever you benching? Why do we want to pull for 245 plates for dips, and we'll push for dips and pull for pull-ups? We need to make sure each and every part of the muscle, but the body is strong. We want to make sure the legs are strong. We want to make sure chest is strong, back is strong. That's to make sure that we don't have any imbalances when going under very extreme weight. So I want you to understand, these basics are going to help you build a lot of the fundamentals when it comes down to your training. Mainly if you want to accelerate in your performance, and mainly when it comes down to you want to manipulate what your physique is going to look like. If you've seen me over the years, there's going to be times where I look big as hell, and there's going to be times where I look small. This is a small phase for me. What do? We focus on 18 to 20,000 steps a day. This is how we moving. We getting these done with ease. We do boxing. We do pickleball. We do basketball. We run distance. We sprint. We add a lot of these fundamentals to make sure we easily get 18 to 22,000. Right now is in a phase that I'm doing 2-a-days. I might do 2-a-days, 2 days out of the week, where I'm working out twice. I'm making sure my first workout is in the morning. I'm making sure my second workout is in the evening. I want you to understand, my physique is actually developed from you putting in the work. My physique is not developed from just me being genetically gifted. If you see my parents, if you see my family, you're not going to sit here and say I'm genetically gifted. I'm the fittest person in the family, and I want you to understand, the reason why I'm in great shape is not because of genetics. It's because activity is very important when it comes down to my life and lifestyle. I put activity first before everything. So I want you to understand, these small fundamentals are going to allow you to get rid of this stomach that you have, so you can actually see your body fat percentage. You have to understand that body fat percentage is going to be very important. I use this chart all the time. This is 5 pounds of fat. This is 5 pounds of muscle. Once again, the reason why you can't see your six-pack is because you got too much body fat in the way. This is another reason why we need to change the eating. Matter of fact, we're going to go over this. These 3 things you need to tap in on. So I gave you the workout part. I gave you the workout part. That's a 5-day-a-week training schedule, right? I just gave you the workout part. You can use kettlebells. You can use barbells. You can use whatever you want to use. You want to use machines. It doesn't matter what you use to apply the weights and the resistance to the body. But I need you to understand, you need to be consistent with and know how to effectively challenge this area. So now we're going to go into 3 keys. I'm going to use a different color. We're going to go into 3 keys that you need in order to get in great shape. 3 keys. There's no exception to this rule. These are the 3 keys to get your six-pack. I want you to get a six-pack. Stop thinking small-minded. Your ass can get a six-pack. You just keep shortcutting yourself. You don't believe you can get it. When I first started working out, I want y'all to understand, when somebody jump in my comments and be like, oh, you only lifting 225, motherfucker, I started with the bar. Don't tell me what I'm doing right now. It may not be impressive to you because you're 260 pounds, but big dog over here is only 160. 160. 225 is a lot of weight. 400-pound deadlift is a lot of weight. 315-pound squat is a lot of weight. 345 plates on the dips is a lot of weight. There's nothing you can tell me or discourage me because I know who I am. And I'm saying that to say this, when it comes down to your fitness journey, fitness is something you got to be real with yourself. A lot of people don't want to talk about this, but you got to be real with yourself. When you do an exercise like chest press and you struggling with 40-pound dumbbells, I need you to understand you weak. You weak. We can work on this though. It's nothing wrong with being weak. And strong is relative to the individual. Right now, me saying that 40 pounds, you like, whoa, 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 that's a lot of weight, D. It may be a lot of weight for you because we gotta start somewhere. But do understand, the more we stay consistent with what we give the body, the more the body's gonna adapt to what we do. If we run more, we're gonna start building and developing a stamina to run faster, to run longer. Doesn't matter if you start that journey at 300 pounds. I'm just giving you the tools to be able to get whatever you want. This allows me to jump in so many different lanes. For those who actually see me, I'm athletic. It's not a lot of people that's athletic. You can throw me out to the wolves of anything, and I'm going to survive. I may not be the best, but I'm going to survive at the end of the day. That's going to be the best if I actually take time to develop whatever skills are necessary to do what it is. Pickleball has been something I never thought I would have played a day in my life, and I'm telling you right now, you put your best pickleball player out there right now, I'm damn near beating their ass. I'm keeping it a buck with you. It's because of consistency. You need to be consistent in whatever you want to achieve when it comes down to your fitness journeys. But I need you to understand these three fundamentals are going to be very important for whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter if you want to be a tennis player. Doesn't matter if you want to be a long jumper. Doesn't matter if you want to be a basketball player. Doesn't matter if you want to be a football player. Whatever sport it may be, whatever you want to get involved with, you can use any of these fundamentals to make sure you do what? Stay active, because that's what we're going to focus on. The first fundamental I need you to understand is going to be very important is food. Food is getting real tricky in 2025, and don't nobody really want to have this conversation. Well, a lot of people want to have these conversations, but there's so much misinformation when it comes down to this conversation. The first thing I need you to understand when it comes down to food, you need to understand what works for you and your body at the end of the day. Just because Joe Blow is doing this keto diet does not necessarily mean that's going to work for you and it's going to be sustainable for you. I want you to do things that are going to be sustainable when it comes down to your fitness journey, because it's about health first. I know you want the six-pack, and I'm going to help you lose the stomach. I'm going to help you lose the tummy, but I need you to understand one thing. Food is going to be important. This is coming from a gardener. I want y'all to understand, I grow my own foods. If you've been watching the videos, you've been paying attention, you do understand one thing. We know how to grow our own foods, and I know how to source from the best. I don't want to hear nothing about it. I talk to farmers. I'm around master gardeners, and I ask a lot of questions. I'm not saying that you got to go as extreme as me and actually grow your own food, but I need you to understand one thing. You need to be at least reading the motherfucking label to understand what's in it and where it's coming from. These things are going to be important because labels actually dictate ingredients. And what I mean by reading the label, I don't mean look at the front of the package and it says all natural and all antibiotics, and you think that's a green light to go ahead and throw it in the shopping cart. No. Things are getting a lot trickier in 2025. Another reason why I say you have to know how to shop for your budget. But I'm going to tell you one thing. If you want to shop healthy, I don't want to hear shit about it's expensive, because you're going to have to spend some money. Food is maintenance. So think about this. If your car don't get an oil change, you don't get the transmission flush, what you think gonna happen? The transmission gonna give out. What you think gonna happen? Your ride not gonna be able to drive as smooth as it drive with the consistent oil change to make sure the engine is working properly. And that's just the bare minimum. We ain't even get to tires. We ain't get the brakes. We ain't get the shocks. You think all of that fundamentals work for the vehicle, and that's not the same concept that go for your body? There's so many different things when it comes down to food that help lubricate joints. There's so many different things when it comes down to food that helps maintain a healthy sex life. We got to understand all of these things are important, because these are things that's going to affect our day-to-day lifestyle and activities when we off into this world. So I need you to understand food plays a huge role in so many things that you may not be paying attention to, but you need to be paying attention to. Because how you feel in your 30s, 30s shouldn't be your heydays. 20s shouldn't be your heydays. You should feel good 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. And this can be achievable if we what? Focus on what we consume and how much of what we're consuming. I'm not going to go into details of that. If you somebody that wants a nutrition plan is $175. All you got to do is DM me nutrition, and I'm going to get you set up. But going from there, I need you to understand the first thing I'm going to say is you need to be reading the labels. Remember, not the front of the package, but you need to flip that motherfucker around, and you need to be reading the ingredients, the actual ingredients. Also, this is one thing I need y'all to understand is very important. When it comes down to working out and everybody sees my physique, the first thing a lot of people love to ask me is what type of protein shake are you taking? How much protein are you getting on a regular basis? And I'm going to start off by saying this. Protein is going to be important. But I do need y'all to understand too much protein puts a lot of stress on your kidneys to start off. So I need you to tread lightly when it comes down to protein. Because people act like protein is just a magic trick to be in the best shape of your life. Remember, I'm trying to teach you how to be in great shape all year round. I'm trying to teach you how to be in great shape all year round. So a lot of that, you picking this works for this. No. I need you to understand how everything works when it comes down to this. But the first thing I need you to stop asking me about is protein, and I need you to make sure you eat some goddamn vegetables. The one thing I'm starting to notice is a lot of people do not eat enough vegetables. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it real. If you on this live right now, I need you to be real with yourself, because the first thing I need you to, matter of fact, we're going to put for number 2 is being real. And what I mean by being real is being real with yourself. One of the best people that knows you is you. Don't nobody know you better than you. You know yourself. If you know that sweets is your problem, at least you know it. We have something to address. Now we just got to find out ways to cut the sweets out. What's really triggering you wanting a lot of sweets? It could be the fact that you're nutrition deficient and you're not eating enough real food. Real food is going to be important. I'm going to put food twice because I want you to understand there's a difference between food and real food. When we go into these fast food spots, that ain't real food. If they selling you a meal for $15, I want you to understand it probably only took them $3 to really cook it up, or whatever ingredients it took for it to be what it is. So I need you to understand, you have to understand how to grocery shop when it comes down to your foods. Food is not as expensive as a lot of people think it is. I'm going to just put shop. I'm not going to put grocery shop because I don't want you to think that the grocery store has everything you need. There's such thing as farmers markets that some of y'all need to be going to. And food, at the end of the day, y'all keep talking about food is expensive. Car maintenance is expensive. Insurance is expensive. Gas is expensive. Keeping the lights on is expensive. Rent is expensive. We can go down a goddamn list. Mortgage is expensive. Who cares? It's your body at the end of the day, so I need you to make it a priority. Your body and your health is no one concerns but your own. You need to be on top of your health. You need to make sure you're getting the right information. You need to make sure you're eating the right foods. You need to make sure you're staying active. You need to be real with yourself to make sure that you're not just ruining your health. Because once again, eating real foods is not going to be ruining your health. Eating real foods is not going to have you have those low energy levels you keep thinking that you need to suffice more energy drinks and coffee would to get more energy. No, what you need to do is you need to focus on consuming real foods. And once again, consume more vegetables. The average person, believe it or not, is not getting enough vegetables. So if you're not consuming a vegetable at each meal, I need you to step it up. And I'm not talking about no damn iceberg lettuce. And I'm not talking about no Caesar salads. That's not good enough for me. That's not good enough for me. If you want to be eating vegetables, we don't need to be talking about just no damn salads. We don't need to be talking about no coleslaw. You get where I'm going? That's not healthy. Let's keep it a buck. It's dressed up with a bunch of junk. And if anything, it ain't nothing but a little bit of water. Another thing I need you to understand is, this is going to be very important. You need to be drinking enough water. This is not talked about a lot. A lot of people love to keep saying that they drinking enough water, or they want to act like they drinking enough water because they keep carrying around the gallon of water, or they got all these fancy little water drugs. But my biggest thing, if you filling it up one time, you ain't drinking enough water. If you think that one jug is going to suffice for your whole day, we got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of work to do. But I still need you to be real. You got to be real with yourself. If you really want to get in great shape, you got to be tired of being tired sometimes. That's how I was able to accumulate my physique. I was tired of being skinny. I keep telling y'all, I started my journey at 90 pounds. 90 pounds. Right now, I'm 165. And as you can see, we still got the six pack. We still got the six pack. So I want you to understand, it's not just about for those who want to gain a bunch of weight overnight. Don't try to do this overnight. Fitness is not something that you can become great or have the best physique if you rush the process. All you're going to do is create way more misery for later. And what I mean by this is anything achieved quickly through fitness will be lost quickly. You see so many people want to use the sports enhancements to do all this extra nonsense. They get it faster, and what happened? Heart issues, hormones out of whack. Let's keep it real. Don't speed up the process. Creatine, once you cycle it out your system, you're going to look flat. You're going to look fat. You still don't know how to properly train. You still don't know how to properly eat. That's what I'm here to teach you all. I want to make everything simple. We're going to still go over to the 3 keys. The first key, 1, is food. I put be real as number 2, but I'm going to be real. I'm not going to be real with that. Second, I'm going to say is activity. You need to be active. You need to be active. Second is going to be activity, because once you understand that if you become passionate about small things like running, you could be passionate about boxing, pickleball. You could be passionate about calisthenics. You could be passionate about basketball. You could be passionate about football. These little things are going to allow you to be active a lot easier, mainly when you make them a priority. Golfing is another one. As long as you keep active, it's going to be a lot easier to really get what you want. And then make sure, once again, we talked about this earlier, you're still incorporating some type of resistance training. Resistance training, once again, is going to allow the muscles to be strong, the ligaments, the tendons, and the joints to be strong. They're going to develop the movement. You're doing a motion that the body is memorizing, mainly if you're not overstressing it and giving it enough rest. Number 3 is definitely going to be rest and recovery. I think this goes so easily overlooked. I got 3 children, so I want you to understand, I ain't getting the best of sleep. I get it. I get it. I got 2 businesses. I get it. Well, 3 businesses in the meantime. I got the juice company. For those who don't know, I got the landscaping company, and then I have training. Training, I put all that in one envelope, whether that be in person or online. You already know it's for my clients for fitness always come first. When it comes down to the landscaping, I'm trying to build this business from the ground up. And when it comes down to the landscaping, this is something I just want to give to my kids, because I just feel like I don't have a gym right now to be able to give my children, my clients. My clients really want to work with me at the end of the day. But I want us to understand that I got 3 children. I got 3 businesses. And we got the cold pressed juices for those who do not know. That's another business. So I want y'all to understand, I'm always working. For those who keep saying, oh, entrepreneurship is the best way to go, you're going to get some sleepless nights. You're going to have some sleepless nights. But I want to show you that throughout all of that, I'm still able to stay active because I'm making activity a priority. Also, I may not be getting the best sleep, but I'm trying to get as much quality sleep as possible because I'm putting everything in the schedule. I just woke up from actually taking a nap. And this is another reason why I'm able to give you enough energy. You get where I'm going? We train clients back to back with personal in-person clients today and online clients back to back. So I want you to understand, if I can do it with 3 children, you can do it too. It's just all about making these things a priority. Like I said, food is something you always going to need to work on at the end of the day. That's not something that you just going to understand and then you can run with it. I highly advise you pay attention to your body. Everybody does tricks of the trades, but I don't want you to keep using other people's tricks of the trade without doing your due diligence and seeing how does this work for me. Same thing when it comes down to being active. The reason why there's no cookie cut approach to food, because everybody's digestive system is completely different. There's some people that's been destroying their digestive system, so their body is a little bit more sensitive to things. There's some people that just grew up with a sensitive system. You get what I'm saying? That's why I keep saying there's no one size fits all when it comes down to food. You have to come up with not only a system in what you can create foods, but you also have to come up with a system as far as recipes of things that may be quicker to cook for you and things that may take time. So that way you can have a great balance, and just make sure you incorporate, once again, we talked about this earlier, incorporate the vegetables. Y'all keep asking me about protein. Protein is one of the easiest things that you can consume. I'm more worried about, are you getting enough vegetables in your diet? Like I said, for those who want to live, do me a favor. If you've consumed at least 3 vegetables within these past, it's Wednesday, right? You have 3 vegetables within this past 3 days. Put them in the comments. Put them in the comments. Matter of fact, also, for those who are getting a lot of games since I've been on this live, do me a favor, type a 7 in the comments. I want to see that. I want to make sure things are not just going in one ear out the other. I want to give you the game. I want you to understand the basics on how to get in great shape. You can do it. It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. As long as you implement some of these small fundamentals, you'll be able to get in great shape and maintain great shape all year. Remember, the first one is going to be consuming real foods. Stop asking me about protein. I need you to make sure you master you eating those vegetables. Another thing, a lot of people don't realize, something that's going to make it very easy for you to stay in great shape is you being active. I see we got a lot of 7s. I appreciate y'all tapping in, by the way. But I need you to take at least 10,000 steps a day. I keep putting K. My bad. I got a client that's about to run a marathon, and I keep putting K because they about to run a 5K marathon, and I'm prepping them for a 5K. So within me talking to them about coming up with this cardio game plan to help get their nutrition and their cardiovascular system on a whole nother level, I keep using K an example. But we're gonna do 5,000 steps, because I want you to understand the 5,000 steps, once again, is going to be very, 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 very important. I mean 10,000, my bad. 10,000 is, once again, just a way of you staying active. It's very important. This is just a way of you staying active. If you right now on this live and you're not getting at least 10,000 steps a day, I'm going to tell you right now, you lazy. You got to step it up. I don't want to hear no excuses, mainly if you ain't got no kids. And if you're not 60 plus or nothing crazy like that, battling any injuries, because I notice I got to get more detail with y'all of stating things that I feel like are pretty obvious. But for me, you got to make sure you get at least 10,000 steps a day. This is a non-negotiable. You keep telling me you want to get in great shape. This is just a great way for you to stay active, is by getting 10,000 steps a day. We need to also, matter of fact, let's go into the program. Let's really get busy with the program. So we talk, now that we're talking about activity, I want to make it simple for you so you can understand exactly what to do and what I would recommend. This is for somebody that's trying to get in great shape. We ain't trying to take all year. If you really trying to get in great shape, I need y'all to type a 7 in the comments. If you really want me to drop this game and you trying to get in great shape, do me a favor, type in a 7 in the comments. I'm going to break down everything when it comes down to what you need to do when it comes down to getting busy and getting in great shape. Because I want you to get the 6-pack. I know you want it. We got some 7s. We got some 7s. We got another 7. All right, so I'm going to break it to you. No gimmicks, no cut cards. First thing you need to do is you got to work out 5 days a week. 5 days a week. This is a non-negotiable for me. I don't even take clients that don't even want to work out 5 days. If you telling me you interested in training and you want me to be your trainer, you want me to be your coach, and you telling me you can't commit at least 5 days a week, I'm not going to work with you. Because to me, you don't want it that bad. First thing you need to do is work out 5 days a week. This is for you to get that 6-pack. This is no gimmicks. This is no cut cards. This is the activity that we need to be doing. Second thing I need you to do is you need to take 5,000 steps a day. This is a non-negotiable. If you somebody right now that's just getting 3,000 steps and you haven't been able to do this metric, then we gonna work up to getting to the 10,000. But 10,000, you need to be getting up and you need to be getting active. You need to be moving. You do not need to be sitting down. You need to be moving. So I want you to understand there's little things that you can start doing. Like, say, for example, you work at an office. I need you to start standing up. Do some of your little Zoom calls. Get the stand desk. I got office clients. We switched it up. We've been able to get 10K steps easy. They on the meeting. They got the treadmill that don't take up all that space. It's like $100. And you know what they doing in the middle of the meeting on the Zoom call? They walking. You know what they doing in the middle of the meeting on the Zoom call? They on the Peloton. If they ain't sifting through the computer. So I need you to understand, if you really want it, there's things we can do to get these 10,000 steps. 10,000 steps, once again, non-negotiable. I don't want to hear it. 5 days a week, you need to be working out, and we need to be doing at least 10,000 steps. Within the 5 days a week, we need 3 days of strength training. We need 3 days of strength training. We need 2 days of cardio. No excuses on this. Every workout needs to be at least 1 hour. And I'm not talking about you in there playing on your phone. I'm not talking about you reading your favorite book. You need to be very locked in and in tune with your body and the movement that you're putting your body through. There's no exception to this rule. You need to schedule it in. You need to pencil it in. So if you notice on your cell phone that you got at least 8 hours of screen time, one of those hours is going to go 5 days a week to your exercise activity. Make sure the gym that you go to is within 15 to 20 minutes. So that way you only rent 2 hours within this whole process. Another thing I would suggest, if you somebody that don't got a lot of time, spend the $65 to $100 so you can take the shower there. You get what I'm saying? Make it more integrated with your life and lifestyle. You can take a business meeting there. Because if you had Lifetime, you had Equinox, I'm telling you right now, that $300 a month or that $100 a month, I'm telling you right now, you're going to be around some like-minded individuals that's going to help you get to your money. You're going to start thinking a little different. And the atmosphere is always going to be created for you to be successful. I get it, you don't want to take a shower at LA Fitness. I get it, you don't want to take a shower at Planet Fitness. I get it. I've been there. I get it. But I do want you to understand at the end of the day, there are gyms, if you spend a little bit of money, generally in that range of $65 a month to $100 a month, I'm telling you right now, you're going to be able to take a motherfucking shower at that facility. And you're going to be able to integrate that gym within your lifestyle. Something like a Lifetime, something like a Equinox. Sometimes some of these smaller like sports facilities can give you that, but it can be a hit or miss. But those are just levels to it to get you to understand how spending a little bit more, you can get a little bit more, and believe it or not, you will make a lot more too, because you'll be able to network within these places where people that got money. Think about it. If somebody's spending $65, well, I'm gonna say generally $100 to $300 a month on a gym membership, I want you to understand they got way more money than you think. So if you need to get some money, you need to network with some of these people. I'm telling y'all right now, because I go to a lot of these facilities. Some people ask me, how do I have clients that have spent $15,000, $20,000 in training with me, right? I've done that because I've noticed that there's different tiering systems with each gym. You got low tier, you got medium tier, and you got high tier. Yeah, you're going to get some people that got money that's going to go to some of these low tier or medium tiers, but it's going to be a lot easier to fall into some money when you got somebody spending $300 a month on their gym membership and they showing you that their health and fitness is very important. Because you don't get a lot of riffraff in some of these scenarios, which actually can make your gym experience that much easy. You spending $300 a month on a gym, you're not worried about being being in somebody's viral video. You're not worried about somebody taking you out your workout and you're not focused. You're not worried about somebody doing well, you might see it sometimes, but you're not really worried about somebody just doing some craziness or a fight outbreak or somebody yelling across the room. You ain't got to worry about all those other shenanigans when it come down to that $300 a month membership or that $100 a month membership. So I do want y'all to understand a little bit of game so it can take the monkey off your back too, for those who keep saying, I'm worried about them looking at me. You worried about them looking at you? Go to a membership that's $100 to $300 a month. I'm going to tell you right now, they don't give a fuck about you. I'm keep it real with you. They worried about themselves and they worried about getting in great shape. But remember, you need to work out for at least an hour, 3 days of strength training a week, 2 days of cardio. When it comes down to the cardio in general, I want this to be understood. Cardio should be at least 1 day of distance and another day of what? Sprint work. Doesn't matter which one you do first. We need sprints. I need you to be sprinting. You don't realize how hard the body has to work when you sprinting as fast as you can. I'm not talking about no light jog. I'm talking about sprinting. If you can only sprint for 20 minutes total, that's good. You worked your body. When it comes down to the distance, we talked about this earlier. You need to be working into at least running 3 miles. No exceptions to this rule with me. You need to be able to complete at least 3 miles. Think about this. For all the military tests, I need y'all to understand, I come from a military background. Y'all don't understand this. Fitness is embedded into me because I spent a lot of time on military bases. I'm a military brat. My dad was in the military. Why you think it's so easy for me to get in shape? My dad used to work out for hours. Why you think I work out? I work out because of my dad. I'm going to be real with you. And involvement in the sports all year round. But I want you to understand, they have tests when it comes down to police, when it comes down to firefighters, any realm when it comes down to a lot of our, I can't think of the word right now, but to a lot of our people that are soldiers, law enforcement, and etc., we got a basic rule. You got to be able to run a certain distance for a certain time. So the same exception goes to my policies, my philosophies when it comes down to you getting a 6-pack. If your ass can't run at least 3 miles, we got issues. You out of shape. If you struggle, it's okay it's okay once again to not be able to do it right now. But after you hear this live, after you jumped in on this live, and you realize you can't run 3 miles, we got a lot of work to do. And I'm not with none of them excuses. My knees hurt, my back hurt. I don't want to hear none of that shit. This is for my people that can put the work in. No excuses when it come down to it over here. Any excuse that you come up with is just you telling me you don't want it bad enough. You don't care. You don't care to be in shape. And I want to help you get in shape. I want you to understand my philosophy is I don't give a shit how you feel. I don't. You came to me to get in the best shape of your life. So what I'm going to do for you? I'm going to help you get everything, all these fundamentals together to give you exactly what you need. I'm going to teach you how to get a 6-pack. This is how you're going to get a 6-pack. Remember, 10,000 steps a day is just a small metric of you showing that you're staying active. That's it. The resistance training is going to allow you to maintain the muscle you already have and build a little bit more if we need to, which is going to allow you to burn calories, which is going to help you lose this gut. We do need to still make sure cardio is put in the system, because everybody always think that, oh, D, you just lift weights? You do calisthenics? No, we do cardio. You think we don't do cardio over here? I can run 3 miles with ease. I show y'all my bike times. Doing 1 mile in 3 minutes. 1 mile in 5 minutes. I got the stamps if you want to see it. Easy money for me. And how you think I'm achieving this? Because I'm always incorporating some type of cardio. I'm incorporating the distance. And I'm also incorporating the sprint work. I do a lot of sprint work with basketball. I also do some of my distance when it comes down to basketball as well. Because you got to run up and down the full court. And I'm telling you right now, you ain't had no drill. And I'm not talking about no suicides. You ain't had no real basketball drill unless you ran 3 miles up and down on the court. I don't want to hear it. We do that over here. I don't run outside because for me, I do understand that running outside on a pavement is putting so much stress on the body. So me personally, over the years, to preserve my body as long as possible, I love only hooping indoors. Only time you're going to catch me hooping outside on concrete is if I'm at like a family reunion or something and I just want to show people that I hoop. But outside of that, when I play basketball, when I'm doing that, I'm doing that on a court. If I'm playing pickleball, I'm going to do it on a professional court or I'm going to do it on a basketball court. So I want you to understand, these are things that we're going to do to get the body stronger and also build longevity while also staying in great shape all year around. This 5 days a week is a non-negotiable. You give your body at least 2 days to rest to get it together. You got 3 days of resistance training. And sometimes what I do is I might turn this to 4 days of resistance training. And sometimes I might turn this to 3 days of cardio. This is a system I'm always using. If I'm training 7 days a week, because I do that sometimes, I'm not going to sit here and play that game. If I train 7 days a week, do understand those 2 days, if I add one more day to these areas, do understand it's always going to be light work. If it's by some chance I want to lift weights and I just want to get something off my chest, we doing lightweight, 3 sets of 15. We doing lightweight. We not pushing the envelope. Mainly if I had already lift heavy weight 3 days earlier that week, heavy squats, heavy press, heavy pull-ups. You got to be realistic, because the best athletes at the end of the day, you know what they doing? They maximizing their rest and recovery. I'm giving y'all the game right now. If you learning a lot from the information I'm giving you, do me a favor and drop a 7 in the comments. If you learning a lot from the information that I'm giving you, do me a favor and drop a 7 in the comments. I haven't been going over questions, but I'm actually about to go over questions. I like to give all the details to start off. I like to give all the details to start off, because that I got the 8-pack. It says, so these are 4 steps you need to stay in shape. These are my philosophies, by the way. I feel like this is the easiest way to get it done if you're really trying to get in shape. From all my years of being a certified trainer, all my years of being a certified trainer, as well as being a lifetime athlete, I'm telling you right now, these are fundamentals that help me get where I want to go. It said, yeah, sprints. Now, I don't do the Apple Watch. Y'all can have it with the Apple Watch. It says, how often do you play basketball a week, coach? I play basketball, me personally, it can be 3 to 4 days out of the week. I'm going to be real with you. I'm going over the questions, by the way. So if you do have questions, now is the perfect time to drop your questions. I wanted to give you information first, and then I always like to go over the questions at the end. But I do always answer questions, so don't think that I ignored you. So yeah, basketball as of right now, when I'm in spring and summertime, me personally, I play basketball 3 to 4 times a week. Basketball is before my workouts, and I do basketball after my workouts, and I have at least 1 or 2 days of just strictly basketball for one workout. So when I do my 2 days, basketball is generally one of the first half. Either basketball or pickleball was the first half of my 2 days. Something for me to stay active, and then going from there, I'm gonna get back to the weights. But generally that particular day, I rarely go crazy. I generally use that as an active rest day, the second half of the day, just to make sure that my to work on areas that I feel like need improvement. So if I've been skipping an exercise, or I feel like I've been neglecting an area a little bit more than what I should, then that second half of the day I'll do what's considered an active rest day, and I'll focus on all exercises to hit those weak points or things I want to see improvement in. You feel me? So if it's a point that I feel like I've been skipping hip thrusts, guess what? Second half of the day, first or second half might be cardio, whichever one. The opposite is going to be resistance training, by the way. Keep dropping your questions. It says, hey, my question, 10K a day, 3 strength training a week, 2 cardio a week. Yep, that's how we rocking. 5 days a week system. That's a 5-day a week system. That's something to start off with. That's a 5-day a week system. Just to keep it simple. It says, why do you not have a shirt on? Oh, I always say this when I jump on live. For me, the reason why I personally don't have a shirt on right now is I want to show you as a personal trainer, because when people post, they post old stuff. They post like the shit that they did a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. They don't always post what they're doing now. So as a personal trainer, I feel as though you're your first client. I want to show you what you're working with, who you getting information from. So when I give you the information based upon what I've been doing, once again, I also want to show you my current physique. This is what I look like. I don't want it to be a point where it's like I'm giving you just a bunch of random information and all this other stuff, and it's going one ear out the other. Nah. Everything I just broke down on this whole live is things that I've done over my years of being fit all year around. For those who've been following me, I tell the people all the time, when have you ever seen me out of shape? That's something that's never gonna happen. It said, great, thanks for the head up. Sorry, I got on a live late. No worries. Matter of fact, since you got on the live late, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go over everything again. Because like I said, these are keys. These are keys to have a 6-pack. to get a six-pack or have a six-pack all year. So what I just broke down to you and what you just asked me was more so the activity aspect. So that's one component, is the activity. That's the system in which you need to stay active. You get where I'm going? So that's step one. That's key one of all the keys. That's the 3 days of strength training, 2 days of cardio. Remember, 1 day of cardio is going to be distance. The other day of cardio is going to be sprint work. You sprint as fast as you can. You get where I'm going? So remember, those was the keys. Those are the keys for the activity part. You being active, you staying active. Number 2 is food. We talked about food. We broke down a lot of things about food. It says, that's right, son. Show off your achievements and stay consistent. I appreciate that, Mom. I ain't gonna fake. You made it easy for me too. You was a part of the system. I'm not gonna fake. My mom made food easy. As a kid, my mom already had a system to get y'all to understand. We're eating out. We only ate out once a week. Once a week. And that was if you was in great behavior. We might get something after church. We might get something on that Saturday when we out and about. We only ate out one time a week. How many of y'all right now are eating out 3 to 5 times a week, even if it's one time each day? You shouldn't be doing this. This is another reason why a lot of people are out of shape. You eating out too much. If you eating out 3 to 5 times a week, I want you to understand, mainly if you Uber eating or door dashing, you ain't doing nothing but burning a hole in your pocket. That's money you shouldn't be spending. You spending triple the price on Uber Eats and DoorDash for a $15 meal after fees. Let's keep it a buck. It's at least 28 to 34. Y'all gotta fill me in because I don't Uber Eats or DoorDash. But let's keep it real on that. That's the first thing where you keep saying things are expensive. Eating healthy is all about creating a system. I want to help you build a system. That's why I'm showing you systems within a system. We went over the whole active system, the 10,000 steps a day, non-negotiable. Working out 5 days a week, non-negotiable. Making sure, one thing I forgot to give you about the staying active aspect was the breakdown of push, pull, and legs for the 3 days. That's going to be your 3 days of resistance training, push, pull, and legs. The 2 days of cardio, we talked about that. That's you doing sprint work one day. That's you doing distance one day. Remember, this is to help you get that six-pack. These are keys to getting a six-pack and having a six-pack all year round. The food aspect, you got to cut the Uber Eats out. You got to cut the DoorDash out. Cut it out. We need to consume what? We talked about this. More vegetables. You need to consume. Stop asking me about protein and you know good and damn well you're not eating enough vegetables. Let's keep it real. I asked this question earlier. It's Wednesday. Name at least 3 vegetables you ate. Come on now. Come on, chat. Come on, live. Let's get it. Come on, chat. Give me 3 vegetables you've eaten. It's Wednesday. Give me 3 vegetables you've eaten out of these 3 days. I'll wait. Drop your vegetables while we go over this stuff. So food. Next thing you need to pay attention to is you need to be paying attention to real foods. You need to consume real food. I give a lot of breakdown on real foods. Patreon, $10. They get access to exclusive content. If you want the meal preps and all of that, right now it's $35. I give you a meal prep ideas. I teach you how to shop. Link is in the bio for the Patreon. Don't forget that. Link is in the bio for the Patreon. That's added information to add to this. It's showing you what you can get for grocery shopping. It's showing you what you can get from the farmer's market. Grocery shopping and farmer's market, 2 different things. But you need to focus on real food, not the processed food. We talked about this. Read the labels, not the front of it. Read the ingredients to be more specific. We got to read the labels. We need to read the serving size. A lot of y'all don't realize, you just brought some ginger snaps. You don't realize with forced ginger snaps that you eat, It's more than 4 in the bag. It's 60 grams of sugar. You're not reading this. You're not reading the labels. We got portion size. People ask me all the time, do you weigh your foods? No, I don't weigh my foods because I look at the serving size. If I see that this Gatorade has 64 grams of sugar and 16 ounces, I know if I drink this one Gatorade, I shouldn't be eating no candy. I know I can't have muffins. I know I shouldn't be eating all this other junk because I already had one Gatorade. That's 64 grams of sugar. Do you realize there's sugar in bread? Do you realize there's sugar in pasta? It's so many things you ain't even paying attention to because once again, you don't read the label. You're not reading the ingredients. So you don't know what's in it. You need to be more conscious of what's in your food and know if you're consuming real food. Everybody loves to say, oh, if it has the number 9 on it, it's considered organic. You don't even know how long it takes to grow things, so cut that out. Just because it says organic doesn't mean it's better than something that's non-organic. All that means is for it to be labeled organic, that farmer paid X amount each year to get this sticker on it. And they follow the list of these simple rules. That's it. There's plenty of things that aren't labeled organic that are actually organic because the farmer cannot afford to pay the annual fee of what it costs to be labeled organic. Y'all getting a lot of misinformation. I want to clear up a lot of the bullshit. Y'all getting misinformed on a regular basis, and I want to clear up a lot of the bullshit. You talking to somebody that's a gardener. You talking to somebody that talks to farmers. You talking to somebody who knows farmers. Come on now. You don't even know what genetically modified is. Cut it out. You don't even know what's able to grow. You don't even know what fruits and vegetables are in season right now. That's why it's costing you more. You're getting things that are being shipped from another area because in your state or country, guess what? It's not in season or you can't get it. That's why you're getting taxed. You got to think of it like going to Hawaii. Everything gets shipped to Hawaii for the most part. So what you're going to have to do to eat or do anything, you're going to have to pay that tax. Same concept if you don't know where fruits and vegetables are in season when you go to the grocery store, when you go to the farmer's market. Stop telling me eating healthy is expensive, but you keep buying the weed. You keep drinking the alcohol. That shit expensive if you ask me. To smoke cigarettes, that's expensive if you ask me. And I want you to understand the junk food is just expensive. They just ain't tax your ass for it yet. Meaning your health ain't been compromised. I get people all the time. I had a client had a heart attack at the age of 34. You know why? Because they want to do DoorDash and Uber Eats all day. They want to eat out every day because they don't understand what real food is. This is why I'm jumping on live to educate y'all. I want to inform y'all so you're not out of the know. We're going to jump back on, by the way. I'm going to cancel this. We're going to jump back on. Just tap in. Jump back on. Like I said, a lot of people don't realize what it takes to get in great shape. Like I said, I want to make it simple for you. I want to make it real simple for you. That's it. I want to make it real simple for you. Don't overlook the basics. We going over the basics. This is how to get a six-pack. Drop your questions. Remember, why you got questions, we're going to break it down. Somebody got the carrots, bell peppers, sweet potatoes. That's what I'm talking about. Asparagus, spinach, salad. What type of salad? What type of salad? Facts. I stopped since April, lost 45. That's what I'm talking about. Great work on losing the 45. It says, how do you know how many sets and reps you need? I'm going to go over that in a minute. We can keep that on the live. You said, how many sets and reps do you need? We're going to go over that. Because how many sets and reps you need is always going to be relevant to what your body can handle. That's the first thing we want to understand. It's relevant to what your body can handle. If you just starting off on working out, I always recommend 2 to 10. Two sets, 10 reps. So that way the next day you can see how your body responds to it. If you somebody like me, I always start off with at least 3 sets of 12. And then what you can do is start off with lightweight, and each set you can increase the weight. That's considered progressive overload till you find your comfort, your comfort weight. Finding your comfort weight to me is finding what weight you can manage for 4 sets of at least 10 to 15 reps. That's going to give you a good gauge of how strong you are naturally without having to overexert yourself. Like I said, if you were live and you get the information, do me a favor. Drop a 7 in the chat. And remember, click the link in the bio for all my virtual content on the Patreon. Patreon, I'm going crazy. If you like my content now, you like my lives now, you need to tap in with the Patreon. The Patreon is going to take everything to a whole nother level. We do lives on the Patreon, mainly for my people that are in the $35 and over program, because my objective is to make it simple for everybody to get in great shape. I want to make it simple for everybody to get in great shape. You've been lied to about getting in shape. You just don't understand what to do. You think going to the gym and just doing what you do is going to get you in great shape. Nah, you gotta have a system. It takes time to get stronger. You gotta have a system. You dealing with somebody that's been coaching for a long time. I've been coaching longer than some of y'all trying to get in great shape. I've been coaching longer than your trainer been in shape. You get where I'm going? And I've been in shape the entire time. 34 years of age, 3 children, and I've been in the fitness industry since 2010. I used to be a personal training director for LA Fitness, where I had anywhere between 6 to 18 trainers, depending on what location I was at. I turned a lot of locations around. I've actually built the bulk of my Instagram following from me being a personal training manager. I teach people how to get certified. I teach people how to make money in this fitness industry, whether it's online or in person. For those who do not know, I charge $500 a month to train with me once a week. So I do want you to understand, you're not talking to somebody that's shooting shit. I have clients that have paid me well over $15,000 in personal training consistently, training with me for years. I want y'all to understand, you're not talking to somebody that's just shooting shit. You're talking to somebody that knows how to build a relationship, that knows how to directly have access to their audience. It's just a little bit harder for me to build this audience online because I'm a better in-person person. That's another reason why I like to jump on live, because you don't get to see who I really am and what I really do. I've helped a lot of trainers build their training identity, because it's not just about getting certified. You need to know what style you want to train with, or multiple styles that you want to train with. And you got to understand, as a trainer, your philosophy. I am not an influencer. I've been in the fitness industry from a long time. My dad is military. My mom is a nurse. So the health part is always important to me. Everybody that always asks me about fitness, they always like to ask me about supplements, as if supplements is what builds the body. That's not what builds the body. The habits and choices that you make every day is what builds the body. It's not just genetics. My physique was not built off just genetics. It's built from putting in work and making fitness a priority. I want to get that very clear and very straight. I don't take no performance enhancements. At this point, I have not taken supplements in the past 2 years. I'm going to be clear, going on 3. My supplements are my cold pressed juices. Also, no creatine, no pre-workout, no protein shakes. I don't take supplements at all. All I do is drink water, work out, and I work out a lot. My body feels amazing. I had 2 crazy car accidents last 2 years I've been rehabbing from. That's taken me out of what I want to do when it comes down to my fitness and things that I enjoy. But all of this done has made me stronger with my mission, made me smarter with my training. And as you can see, at the age of 34, it don't look like I missed a step. And I want y'all to understand one thing. This me out of shape. If you think I'm in shape, I want you to stay tuned for the next 4 or 5 months, and you're going to see we're on a whole different level without all the extra BS that I tell y'all about you don't need. The creatine, I'm still not going to take it. The protein, I'm still not going to take it. And I'm not saying there's anything for anybody that takes these things. I'm just letting you know At the point in my fitness journey, I'm not dabbing in any of that. No BCAAs, none of that. All this is workout. And if you're paying attention to the YouTube, I give you everything. If you listen to what I'm saying, I'm telling you what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, the stage I'm in. Whether that be me lifting extremely strong, or whether that be me focused on lighter weight and me focused on more cardio. So like I said, I practice what I preach. That's why it's very important when it comes down to these philosophies and these standards to teach you how to get in great shape. I understand there's a lot of information out there, yet this information can be very tricky and confusing. All I would like to do is to break it down into non-negotiable keys. These are keys to get what? A six-pack. I want to teach you how to get a six-pack. First thing I need you to understand is everybody on this live already has a six-pack. The only thing that's stopping you from seeing your six-pack is your body fat percentage. You got too much body fat. You've been in a certain caloric surplus with all of this junk food, and you ain't working off the body yet. That's why you can't see your six-pack. I'm going to teach you how to get your six-pack. Once again, these keys, once again, are non-negotiables. I don't want to hear, D, I don't got time. I work with some of the busiest clients in the world. I'm telling you right now, I work with some of the busiest clients in the world. They may cancel at a certain time, but I'm telling you, they still putting the work in. And me as a father of three, I'm going to tell you one thing. If you are not abiding by these non-negotiable keys, you just telling me at the end of the day, you ain't trying to get in great shape. The first thing is going to be staying active. I need you to stay active. The activity can be whatever you want it to be. Golf, tennis, basketball, running, whatever you choose. As long as it gets you up off your ass and gets you active. That's the first thing I need you to understand. We're focused on being active. And in order to be active, you need to make it a priority. If you're noticing that you don't have time as you fall into the rest of the day, you need to make sure this is the first thing you do as soon as you wake up is get active. You should work out for at least 1 hour. We talked about this, non-negotiable. 10,000 steps a day, non-negotiable. Resistance training at least 3 days a week. And cardio at least 2 days a week. Resistance training, cardio training, non-negotiables. When it comes down to your resistance training, we can use a small system. Push, pull, and legs. It's going to make everything that much easier. When you're doing push, when you're working chest, I don't know if you noticed, you already working those shoulders and you already hit those triceps. When it comes down to your shoulders, I don't know if you noticed, chest is still getting worked. And guess what? Triceps is still getting worked. We're going to intentionally and effectively work this whole area within this day. And then we're going to give it the rest that it needs to recover so the body can memorize and build from what we put it through. Next is going to be pull. Pull day is back and biceps. Don't overcomplicate this. Back and biceps. Deadlift should be in your back day. Squats can be in your back day. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I like to do squats and deadlifts on back day with the rows, with the pull-ups. Doesn't matter what variation of rows. Doesn't matter what variation of pull-ups. You should be integrating them into your system. I told y'all those are key moves. When it comes down to leg days, I may squat again, but this may be a point that I'm using more machines to hit my legs at the end of the day. But when it comes down to effectively training the legs now, within this push, pull, and leg system, we're going to train glutes, hamstrings, quads, and calves. There's no such thing as a perfect split. I want y'all to understand. You perfecting a split is you being able to effectively challenge the body within the system that you're using and allowing the body enough rest so that it can recover and perform at high levels. So we need to understand utilizing a split. Splits are going to change. There's no one size fits all split. This is one system that I use, and I always, flip it around, turn it around in so many different ways. But for those who are getting started, this is a small system that you can use. If you somebody that wants a customized program, all you need to do is tap in with me, DM me, get right, and I'm gonna send you a link to all of my personalized programs that I customize for you. Well, I'm not gonna say all of my personalized programs, but the link that gives you what my personalized programs offer, and then I customize a program for you. But I need you to understand, this is something that you can utilize right now, mainly if you ain't got no dough. That's gonna make it that much easier. We're gonna do legs. Remember, legs is quads, hamstrings, calves, glutes. Gonna help you take it to a whole nother level. Next, when it comes down to it, remember, this is all of the activity part. 10,000 steps, 3 days of resistance training, 2 days of cardio. That's you training 5 days a week for a minimum of an hour. That's going to be the game changer. Next, what we need to focus on, and I feel like this is very overlooked. When I'm talking about completely overlooked, this overlooked on a whole nother level, and this is very important. It's going to be it's going to be recovery. You need to maximize your recovery. Recovery is key. There's so many different components that comes down to recovery. Nutrition is going to be a part of recovery. So do understand, I tell people this all the time. For those that want to get stronger, but only want to eat 1,000 calories within a day, you have to understand that that's stressing the body again. A caloric deficit is adding another stress to the body. So you got to understand, when you want the body to grow, when you want the body to perform, we need to do what? We need to make sure we're maximizing our food, because food is not only going to allow us to perform better, but it's also going to allow us to recover a lot better. Recovery is key. If you're lagging in recovery, eventually, guess what's going to happen? Your performance is going to take a hit. I've been there, I've done it. I've tried every trick of the trade, and I'm telling you right now, once you start feeding the body a lot less, what you should expect to perform a lot less and decline is going to be your performance. Your activity is going to decline. You're not going to feel as though you have enough energy and so many other things. You might feel like you're not as strong as you generally are. These are great areas when it comes down to your food and nutrition. Another thing I need us to understand is that's going to be important is rest days. Rest days are going to be far more important, mainly for my athletes that love to train like myself 6-7 days a week. Your body's going to need a break at one point. And the last thing you want to do is wait until your body want to shut down on you to a point that you can't handle it. You're going to be out of commission for a while. Because once you allow the body to recover, do understand it's going to take a lot more time for you to get back. Once the body shut down on you, it's going to take a lot more time for you to get back. So I need you to make sure that you're being smart and strategic when it comes down to your rest days. Listen to your body. Your body's going to tell you when you're doing too much. So if it's a point that you've been doing a plate, 145 plate of weighted dips or weighted pull-ups, right? And you noticing now you barely able to do 5. And last week you was able to crank out 10 with ease, 3 sets of 10 with ease. I need you to understand that this may mean that you need to up your recovery day, up your rest. You might, instead of training 6-7 days, maybe scale back to 3 days, 4 days the following week, sometimes 3. Maybe you need to increase your nutrition. But you got to understand, because people don't realize it's about nutrition. At some point, you can eat the best. And you got to understand, the body just needs its rest. You can eat the best. I'm talking about your nutrition is on point. You're eating the proper amount to perform the way that you want. You just overtraining. The body needs rest. So you need to make sure when it comes down to recovery, rest days is going to be important when it comes down to recovery. Don't ever forget that. Another thing we need to make sure is, and I see this all the time for my people that want to get in great shape in a small amount of time, y'all don't want to stretch. You need to make sure you're implementing what? You're stretching. You need to make sure you're implementing your stretching. If you're not implementing your stretching, how can you maximize your recovery? Stretching is going to allow the muscle to be lengthened more so than shortened every time you want to pound it more and more and more weight. Everybody always want to talk about deadlifts and squatting heavy weight is a problem. Yeah, it's a big problem because your ass don't want to stretch. You don't want to foam roll. We shouldn't wait until an area is extremely tight to a point we want to foam roll for 6-7 hours. No. We need to be incorporating these things earlier in our program so that we don't have to get injured or take time off because of an injury. We want to reduce the chance of injury, and we can do that by maximizing our recovery, making sure we foam roll, making sure we use the massage gun. Don't wait until your body is hurting to a point you want to massage and you want to stretch all day. It's too late. You got to let the body go through its course. So do understand, foam rolling, stretching, rest days, food, all of these are part of recovery. You know another thing that's a part of recovery? I know y'all don't want to hear it, but sleep is. Oh, I don't need to sleep. How do you expect your body to perform at a high level and you only want to give it 2 hours of sleep? How do you expect to hit a PR in a gym safely, effectively, good form, good technique, and your ass don't want to go to sleep? You want to drink alcohol. You want to barely feed the body. You want to barely get a body rest. You don't want to stretch your foam roll, but you want to deadlift 400 pounds like that's not a lot of weight. I need us to understand one thing. You need to incorporate what? Sleep. All of these affect how you can maximize your recovery. All of these are components when it comes down to recovery. So if you're not maximizing all of these things, how can we expect to maximize our results? Even with 3 children, I still get my sleep. You know how? I plan it in. I'm being very, very strategic. I'm making sure, I didn't get enough sleep last night. You know what? Let me take time off the gym today. Let me throw in a rest day. Let me throw some stretching in there. Let me throw the massage gun in there. Let me turn up on my sleep. Let me turn up on my hydration. Let me turn up on my nutrition. I know I might feel like I want to work out today, but I know I've been pushing it this week. I'm 3 days in back to back, and I barely got sleep for 2 days. These are things you need to. These are conversations you need to have with yourself, and this is another reason why I say you need to work with somebody like myself, because we can see these things in your program. As your trainer, I'm paying attention to this. Many of you enrolled into my app, my online programs. If you enrolled into the Get Right program, I want you to understand one thing. I see what you're doing from your Apple Watch, your Fitbit. I see your activity. I'm customizing programs for you so I know when we should scale back. You get what I'm saying? You telling me you want to work out today. Hey, I'm calling you. Hey, today is the day we might want to take a rest. Oh, I ain't see no workout on the thing. Today is the day we need to take a rest. I've noticed your nutrition been off. I noticed you ain't been getting enough sleep. I noticed these things when you virtual training with me. The first question that I ask when you virtual training to me is how your body feel. Anything sore? Did you get enough rest? How was your day? These little things actually show me at the end of the day what we should be doing. You telling me, my hamstrings tight, my glutes aggravating me, my knee. This is an indicator of what we should be working on today. Another reason why I say there are certain times where I may put something in a program and switch it around because the body is already telling me we did a little too much in this area already. It's time to do something else. If you in my programs, you getting this extra. You get me holding your hand like this. And this is another reason why we've reduced the chances of you getting injured. Because we have a system in play where we can see the holes of what we're not doing. And before they get out of hand, what we going to do? We're going to tighten up on them. If you training with me and we've been going hard for 3 weeks and you want to turn it up that 4th week and you keep telling me your nutrition is not up to par. Week 4, what we doing today? We gonna work on recovery. Damn, I'm trying to hit some weights. Nah, 3 weeks you've been hitting the weights. You're not going to lose no strength. You've been doing your thing for 3 weeks. You know what we need to tighten up on so we can make sure we maintain that strength so we can move forward this next week. We need to tighten up on the nutrition, and we need to make sure we add maybe 1 or 2 more rest days than usual. You was training 6 days a week those past 3 weeks. Let's only train 3 days a week. Let's make it make more sense. Let's make sure we tighten up on foam rolling and stretching. Let's make sure we get as close to 8 hours of sleep so we can perform at higher levels. You talking to somebody that's been doing this for a while, and somebody that wants to get you to understand that you ain't put enough work in to get the body that you want in the next 30 days. You ain't been putting the work in. So how can you expect 30 days out of a sudden you think these drastic changes are going to happen? Your weight already fluctuates 7 pounds on a day-to-day basis anyway. We need to understand these basic things to understand that Rome wasn't built overnight. In order to get in great shape, it takes time. For anybody that wants to know the perfect time to get in shape, now is actually. We in August. You want to get your summer body, you got more than enough time to get in great shape now, not later. Because you got to understand, we're going to start eating more as it get colder. Winter's right around the corner. Every house you go to going to have what? Food and alcohol. Every house. Everybody going to want to celebrate. I got the bottle. I got this. You ain't eating nothing healthy. Last time I checked, Thanksgiving ain't nothing but scrap food for real, for most people. Come on now. Let's keep it real. And you're going to put on 10 pounds and try to work it off in one day. Why not build an effective system, an effective program right now that's going to help you get great results? I'm showing you, but my biggest thing is me showing you and you doing it by yourself. That's 2 different things. I can give you the recipe. I can give you the game. All this information already online. But I want to hold your hand in the process and get you to understand this is not something you can do by yourself. If you've been thinking about getting in shape for the past 5-6 years and your ass still ain't in shape, let's be real. You need my help. I want to make it easier for you. There may be things because you have so many other things going on that you may not notice. I just want to make it that much easier for you. I'm showing you an effective system that you can use right now, but also I want to guide you through the system because I want you to understand once that first hiccup comes, are you going to be able to handle what you need to do for the next step? Let's be real. We got November, December. It's going to be here before you know it. And I'm telling you right now, if you don't have small fundamentals in play, you're going to keep talking about that summer body next summer. I want to help you get it this upcoming summer. Because now is the perfect time to get in great shape. One thing I want y'all to understand within this whole live, and I really want this to be a thing. There's no magic pill to getting in great shape. I started from the bottom. I was 90 pounds. You're going to have to be real with yourself at some point in order to get in great shape. If you're learning a lot of information from this live, do me a favor, type a 7 in the comments. I just want to make sure people get in the game. I'm giving you a lot of game. We went over a lot of stuff today. But the first thing I want you to do is I want you to dedicate at least 1 year to doing whatever it takes to get in great shape. I want you to understand this is not just going to affect your body, but it's going to affect your mind. And I want you to understand 90% of this is mental. It's really the mind. You got to show up to do it. You know how hard it is to put your body through physical pain and come the next day? I want you to really think about that. When it comes down to getting in great shape, this is the one reason why a lot of people are not in great shape. You have to torture yourself in order to get in great shape. And it's going to take a lot of mental willpower, 90% of it. 10% of it is really physical. I tell people this all the time. Me having my current physique, this shit is just a bonus. It's just a bonus from putting in the work. It's just a bonus. But one thing I do is I love how the world treats you when you're in great shape. Because don't nobody want to talk about this. You get treated very differently when you in great shape like myself. But my thing is, I want to get you in great shape. If you somebody right now that's looking to take it to the next level and get in great shape, I just need you to DM me, get right. I got juices available that's going to help you get right if you don't want to worry about the exercising right now. We have the Get Right program, online app. Everything is via app. I'm customizing your program. I can send you the link. Take it to a whole nother level. This is the last week. It's going to be on sale. It's going right back to $300. I've sold far more for $300 than I have for the sale I got going for right now. If you want that online app, just send me Get Right and I'll send you the link. Also, if you click the link in the bio, you click the link, the Patreon, you can sign up for online training in the Patreon. Online training. If you do online training, I'm telling you right now, that's us training virtually. FaceTime is what we're training on. What else? I do FaceTime and I do Zoom. I'm well more than enough experience to teach you how to train online. All you need is headphones and a tripod. A lot of my clients don't even use tripods. They still use either a water bottle or they use a weight. They're grabbing a weight and use the weight to hold their phone up. So I'm just telling you right now, you could be anywhere in the world. I got clients in LA. I got clients in Chicago. I got clients overseas. You feel me? We get busy. We get it done. I want to be the person that's going to help you get in great shape. You just got to allow me to be that guy. We also have exclusive content as well as PDFs, as well as programs, as well as everything that you need to get in great shape in the Patreon. When it comes down to my social media, anything you see on YouTube, anything you see on TikTok, anything you see on Instagram is going to be things that I've done over the years. If you want new, up-to-date, grade A information to help you get in great shape with ease, as simple as 1, 2, 3, you need to tap into the Patreon. Remember, the Patreon you can tap in for free. We still do have a free membership. So if you click the link in the bio, you still can take advantage of the free. But we have a $10 tier. We got a $35 tier. And then we taking off like a rocket where you pay the $200 and you train with me virtually. So I want y'all to understand I have plenty of programs if you're really trying to lose that goddamn stomach and get in great shape. I want to help you get a six-pack. But I want you to understand, I've never trained a client that has not worked with me for at least 1 year. You need to be willing to commit at least 1 year if you want to get in great shape if you train with me. I don't do that bullshit of you training for 1 month or 2 months. You don't have enough information because your ass has not been training long enough to really know what you should be doing on your own. Each month is going to be a new challenge that we need to overcome. And we need to make sure that we're hitting each and every envelope to make sure we consistently get great results. So I want you to understand, if you want to get in great shape, all you got to do is tap in with me. Like I said, you got to be willing to commit at least a year because great results do not come overnight. Like I said, in order to start your career, in order to do things that you're highly skilled at, you ain't do that in 30 days. So I want you to understand, get that 30-day mindset out. Throw it out. Just throw it out. And tap in with me. We got 1 year and we're going to get what we want. I want to say thank you to everybody that's tapped in on the lives. You've been amazing. Next time, remember, keep dropping questions if you have questions. Anytime you jump on a live, remember, I do all the lives random. Anytime you jump on a live, just do me a favor and make sure you can screen record if you want to. If you on YouTube, you can go back and watch this on YouTube. Like I said, if you on my YouTube, you can go back and watch this on YouTube. All the lives are posted on YouTube that I do go live on YouTube. But the rest of them, if you want to go live with me, we do a lot of lives on Patreon. So tap in with the Patreon. But with that said, I'm going to catch you in the next one. Keep getting your money. Stay active. Make sure you follow these philosophies. Make sure you use these systems. And you can get in great shape. Like I said, anybody's ready to get in great shape now, all you got to do is DM me, get right, and we can get started. Because my biggest thing is I'm tired of being the only person that's in shape. I want to help a lot of y'all get in great shape. And they keep making you feel it. They keep making you think that it's about genetics. It ain't about genetics. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. You won't be putting in the work, so I'm going to teach you how to put it in. Let's get it.